They say you can't make money off gig apps. I'm here to tell you that you can. I'm gonna put a screenshot over my first week doing one of the gig apps full time, and I don't know. I doubted it honestly when I so the platform that I'm talking about is called Spark Driver. Now, I went from working full time at a regular job, and I just needed to change. I've been there 3 years, needed something different, and I felt like I was kind of like stuck, you know. So I kind of put a bet on myself. I said, let me see if I can do one of these gigs. Right, I'm gonna choose. You know, I can do Lyft, Uber, Instacart, Shipped. I ended up choosing Spark, and as you guys saw, pretty good for the first week. Now, I didn't go out today. Today's a Saturday. I didn't go out today. I had some tips from the previous day coming in anyways, so it's as if I did work today, but I ended up injuring my knee. My knee's freaking swollen right now. I don't. If you guys know legality when it comes to slipping on a person's walkway, I don't know. I don't know my like. I don't know. Let's just say I stepped on a sled as I was coming down some steps, and the sled was on a customer's property. I hyperextended my knee, so my knee is freaking swollen up. I can tell that it's gonna heal because I've had similar injuries before in the past. But man, when I say I cannot even bend my knee, I literally can't bend my knee. But that's besides the point. So I didn't work today, Saturday. I'm gonna go back out tomorrow on Sunday to cap out the rest of the week. Now on Spark, Sunday is the last day. I know normally Sunday is the first day of the week. Go Sunday, Monday, and all the way till Saturday. On Spark, it starts on a Monday. So Monday is the start of the new week, and it goes all the way till Sunday. So I think I'm sitting at, let's say I can probably close out at 1,500. So that's not too bad off just gig work. So if I stepped it up a little bit, because one of those days I went out, I think 4 hours or so not that long of a shift that day, and I made like 140. I forget, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'll post it here on the screen again. You guys can make it happen. If you're on the fence, just try one of these out. Now, I'm not saying leave your job and do this full time, but if you're trying to make moves, it's a good option. It's a good thing to add to your weekend. Let's say you work full time. I've already done this too. I was working full time, and then on the weekends I would literally leave it for any gigs that I'm gonna do, and you can get anywhere from, depends on your area, anywhere from 300 to maybe 900 for that weekend. I'm not sure if Lyft or Uber still does promos like they used to, but usually the promos start on Friday, Saturday, or they go from Friday and end on Sunday. So you could also take advantage of that. Now, if you're not into driving people around, you can do Instacart, Spark, Shipped. I would say DoorDash, but I've never had a good experience on DoorDash except for one summer. Me and my girlfriend were doing it one summer, and we actually consistently made $100 a night for like 3-4 hours. Maybe 3 or 4 hours or so each night, both of us. So we would be driving the same car. We take her order, complete that, do mine, and we just kind of take turns like that. And that was the only time that either of us made good money consistently on DoorDash. Now, one thing to remember about these apps, you can't really bank on them to be there, right? Instacart back in 2020 was probably the best I've ever seen it. Today, you see orders like $5, $10 for like 50 items, like nothing worth it anymore. Right now, I know in Chicago, if you're in the Chicago area, Instacart's pretty good in that area. I'm in the Boston area, so it's still decent here, but I'm not on the platform. I don't do Shipped anymore either. That one is another, I've mentioned it in another video, but they allow you, after a certain amount of orders that you complete, they allow you to do up to 3 orders at the same time. But when you do that, none of the time gets adjusted. So for example, on Instacart, if you take multiple different customers, the time is adjusted because the system knows that you have multiple customers. But on Shipt, it doesn't do that. So you could take 3 orders, but they'll still time you like you're doing 1 order. So you can easily be late if you're not super fast. There's no way you can do those 3 within an hour, because some customers live a little further from each other. It's a lot of planning that needs to be done, and there's not enough time to do that planning and also take the order before someone else does. Another thing with Spark is, even when you deliver the customer's order, the system will know that you're at the customer's house, but if you don't say delivered, it won't mark it as delivered. So it's as if you never delivered it yet. I've had times where I dropped the customer's order off and I took a picture to let them know it's there, and then I'll go back to the store and I never hit as soon as you hit that delivered button, that's the time that gets marked in the system. And a lot of times if you do it too late, it just marks the delivery as late, even if you did it on time. So that's an app to watch out for when it comes to stuff like that. But right now I've been doing Spark, as you guys saw. Pretty smooth. I can try on a really good day, I can try 25 to 35 $40 orders. If I can shoot for that, I'm definitely gonna get a good number every single day. And if you're in a good area where a lot of good orders come in consistently, that's something to take advantage of for sure. So I'm in the Boston area, but I go all the way up to New Hampshire. I haven't tried the Boston area just yet. There's a lot. I'm gonna try to put it on here on the screen, but there's a lot of zones in the Boston area. I'm gonna put on the screen all the different spots that there are. So depending on when you sign up and what location that you put in during sign up, again, I'll have the link down below, but depending on where you put in, it's gonna show you a bunch of different cities. Each city has its own zone. So just because it says, let's say Boston, for example, you hit the Boston zone, it spans, right? It's just a big block of an area. So when I go up to New Hampshire, I'll usually do the Epping area, and that covers like a 25-mile radius. So that's the pattern that I've seen. Whenever you're in these zones, it covers like a 15 to 25-mile radius, and you can be sent any direction. So that's another thing. When you do these orders, you want to make sure you try to plan out where it's possibly going to go. It could take you all the way away from your home, right? But if you really want to make money, you're just going to take it, right? Obviously, use common sense when you're taking these orders. Like, if I saw an order that was like 40 miles for like $20, not worth it. But occasionally, and I've been seeing a pattern when I go in the morning time up until lunch, they'll bundle orders, which is what you want. The bundled orders can be 2 to 3 customers, sometimes even bigger. But the medium-sized bundled orders, there'll be 2 to 3 customers, and it'll be $25 to $35, sometimes 40. And then it'll be like a 10 to 15 miles, sometimes 20 miles to make all that money. So if that can get done within 30 minutes to an hour, you're at a good pace. The only thing is, when you do delivery only, sometimes it takes a little while for them to shop. My theory is, and this isn't like super complex, but this is what I see, and this is what I think is happening, because the employees are actually just shopping for the order themselves. They're not incentivized to go fast. So there's a lot of times, like yesterday, I mean, I touched up on this in the video I made yesterday. I waited 35 minutes for an order to be brought out to the car, when delivery only should be like quick. You get your order and they'll leave. I ended up waiting 35 minutes for an order that took 30 minutes to drop off. Now that ended up paying $40, and it took an hour because I waited for 35, and then dropping everything off from all the customers, it took roughly an hour. But if I were to get that right then and there, I would have made it $40 in 30 minutes. So see what I mean? So there's another type of order called a shop and deliver, where you shop for it and then you deliver it. If you can shop pretty quickly and you know where everything is, you can potentially make more per hour. in my opinion, just doing the shopping and deliver. Um, I did a couple yesterday that were ranging from $30 to $35 each, and I got those done anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, and then dropping it off, it'll be like 5-10 miles away. I try not to take orders that are like further than 15 miles, but sometimes you just can't control it. And there's another thing that's very important around lunchtime, like 11:30 ish. I've noticed a couple days in a row it'd be completely slow. So if you want to avoid that slow time, try to take a bigger bulk order before that time period, so that you're in the process of delivering that or dropping everything off while the area is going to be at a slow time. Now, everyone's area might be different. Your area might be busy during that time period, but it's something that I've been noticing so far in my area. So my goal is to try to hit 300, 350 a day, but that requires a lot of driving, a lot of time, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Like, you want to be serious about when you're doing these gig apps. It's not like a replacement for a job or career or anything like that, but right now I'm using that as like a stepping stone, right? Because there's some things that I'm catching up on personally, and I can do that within a couple weeks, like 2-3 weeks, if I just do this full time. So, and if you're someone who doesn't like putting mileage on your car, maybe it's not for you. But cars are meant to be driven. To me, I want to get my next car anyways. I love the car that I have. It's really good on mileage, but I just want a different car, because I went from a Lexus to a Ford Fusion, which I'm driving now. Best gas mileage vehicle I've ever had. I average 41 miles a gallon on that vehicle. But I want to transition into a Tesla. So my goal is to put money together towards that. Kind of treat myself, because I graduate with my bachelor's in May, and I figured that's a good gift to give myself. But I'm kind of contemplating on keeping this car so I can do orders in that vehicle, and then the new vehicle I'll just use for just driving around. This one will be strictly for orders. I'll drive it until it can't drive no more, I guess. But the value on these vehicles, especially if you drive a lot like I do, they go down a lot. So I think the valuation on this one, it was initially 23,000 when I first got it. Right now it's like 6,000. I'm not gonna care about trying to resell it or trying to get money out of it. It's whatever at this point. I've already put money into it trying to fix it, but that's besides the point. But to go back on with Spark, guys, I'm gonna put the link down below if you guys want to check it out. If you want to sign up, definitely check it out. I suggest looking into it. It's me personally, when I first got into Spark, I thought it was gonna be another DoorDash where they're gonna give you $2, $3 orders here and there. Because when I think of Walmart, I think of cheap. So just being honest, and I was totally wrong on that. There's a lot of good paying orders on there. If you guys have never been on the Spark app, definitely check it out. That's my #1 app right now, and I think I'm on pace to make the most money off of any of these apps continuously that I've ever had. Because I know I took 2020 for granted when I was on Instacart. That's probably the best paying period on Instacart was 2020. So I think right now Spark's having one of those times where they're just continuously giving out $25 to $30, $40 orders. And if you can bang out enough of them, you do qualify for bonuses, which the bonuses aren't crazy high, but I think I got paid an extra $48 just for doing the orders that I was going to do anyways. So the incentives do vary by your area, whatever area you choose, but they're there. So definitely take advantage, guys. And if you guys have any questions when it comes to that, let me know. Again, this is what I've done this week so far. First 5 days, full time doing it. So not too bad. And I can write off a bunch of mileage, a bunch of gas. I'm saving all the receipts. So when tax time comes, I can get as many deductions as I possibly can, right? So I think if you're a Spark driver, you actually have a discount to like a tax service, where they track all that for you, and then at the end of the year, they put it into a compliant IRS compliant form, where it just makes everything easier for you. So definitely gonna check that. I think it automatically checks any possible deductions that you can make. So definitely gonna get into that. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up. Again, if you guys have any questions, just ask away. But I'll catch you guys on the next one.